Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go over the best cards for each position throughout your lineup. So this is going to help you give you a better idea of what cards to chase and what cards to watch for at the top end of your lineup and who you should be investing the most coins in. Before we get into it though, I need to explain a couple things. So one, this isn't going to take synergies into account really. So like if you've got a really nice team and you're looking for that one top end card final piece, like you might want to choose a different card than the one that I'm telling you is far better because it fits your team more. So this is kind of like in a vacuum, which cards would I choose between? I've gotten to use a lot of these on my PlayStation team, so this video usually helps out. I get a lot of good reviews on it, so I think that it's time because of the last few events, Team of the Year, and now European HC. It did impact the rankings. So lastly, before we get into that, guys, remember, G Fuel and King's Coast. Use code NOSLEEVES if you're looking for that gamer fuel. Go to gfuel.com, use code NOSLEEVES, save 10% off. It also helps me out. And if you're a coffee drinker, try out King's Coast Coffee. It is the best coffee on the planet. Use code NOSLEEVES. And don't forget, gamersaloon.com for all of your competitive gaming needs. All right, guys, let's get into the rankings, the best cards in each position. All right, we'll start first on the left-handed wingers. Coming in at number 4 is the 91 Wayne Gretzky. He is better on the wing, in my opinion. Now, this is, again, is going to assume if you're going to go after some of these cards, you more than likely have distributor activated already. It is the synergy that I think that you need to have activated if you want to remain competitive throughout your lineup. There are players and play styles that can do without it, but that takes an extremely good and well-knowledged player to use well. So, distributor, one thing that you should go after you've built your base team, you want to start trying to activate that synergy. So all of these are going to be assuming that you have at least distributor activated. So with this, it has 94 speed. His shot is in the mid-90s. Hand stats all above 96. Again, just a fantastic card. You can play him at center, but I like him more on the wing, just how the meta in this game plays. He's only 6 foot. Not that that's, short by any means, but centermen, you tend to want them to be a little bit bigger, but a 94 defensive awareness, 94 stick checking before any synergies. If you have multiple team-based synergies, this card is fantastic. It's one of my personal favorite, and he checks in as the number 4 left-handed winger. Coming in at number 3 among left-handed wingers is the 92 Timo Meier, my boy. This one specifically, now again, I said this in my review of the European the European Hockey Club cards. I think distributor is probably more important for a lot of people, but if you're hut rich and you don't need, and you're out of synergy prison, howitzer and wingman on this card plus distributor makes him absolutely electric. I cannot wait to get this card. He's still a little bit too pricey for me, going for about over 600k. I want him in that 5 to 100,000 range. However, he's got almost a perfect shot. Defensive awareness and stick checking is great. Body checking's high at 94. He's also big. He'll be able to hold on to the puck a lot better than most 6-foot guys, and just a phenomenal card all the way around. He checks in as the number 3 left-handed winger. Number 2 is the 90 overall Connor McDavid, and again, with distributor and wingman activated, or even if you don't have wingman activated and you have spark or the other team-based synergies, this card is 97 speed, 99 acceleration with wingman and swarm or spark, and 99 agility with swarm activated. So his shot is the only thing that's kind of a knock, but 97 accuracy is phenomenal if you have wingman activated. And then defensively, again, Meyer's a little bit better with 89 stick checking, 92 defensive awareness. But in this meta and how this game is played, he just beelines down the wing. I had the 89 McDavid, and he was phenomenal. Had to sell him because I thought his value was a little high. And yeah, like I said, this is an unbelievable card and the number 2 left-handed winger that you can get currently in NHL 21. And then finally, the number 1 left-handed winger is the 93 Leon Draisaitl, the Team of the Year card. Here's the knock. Again, he plays a little bit slower, obviously, with his speed at 87, acceleration 86, but it does have the potential to go up. That is always going to carry value in this because when he starts getting higher, his speed will go up. The real benefit of this card is that he's got distributor, which gets it up to 90, which is kind of the cutoff. Swarm and Workhorse activated. If you also have Spark, that gets his acceleration into the 90s as well. His shot is above 95. His hand stats are almost maxed defensively. Also, stick checking defensive awareness maxed. Body checking 91, and he's 6'2". So I think that if you're someone who plays off the rush and you don't have a lot of time on the tack ever, then McDavid's probably the route you want to go. However, if you're just a normal player, you don't rely just on scoring off the rush, his Leon Draisaitl is incredible. Don't get me wrong. I still think that it was too expensive to go out and get him because of how the meta is and what this card's build is like. He is built like a centerman, but you have to play him on the wing. But don't get it twisted. His shot's incredible. He's big. He can hold on to the puck. This is the number 1 left-handed winger in the game. Moving on to centerman, number 4 is still the 90 Saku Koivu. I've used this card ever since he was put in the game, and he plays fantastic. I'm not going to lie. I was a little stunned because he's only 5'10", but with Spark, Speedster, and Distributor activated, he plays extremely fast. He's got 91 on the draws, which is great. And defensively, 93 stick checking, 92 defensive awareness, and he's got 92 body checking if you get Spark activated, which I always remind you guys, if they're under 6 foot, they need to have a high body checking stat to make up for it. But the taller guys don't necessarily need that, so just keep that in mind. His shot is great at wrist shot power at 96, with Speedster activated. His synergy combo is great, so the number 4 centerman still in the game, the 90 Saku Koivu. And now, guys, obviously the 91 is better, but because it's such a hard card to chase, I'm not really putting the max master items in. Following him is the 90 Daryl Sittler that just came out, the Silver Master icon. Now, I thought back and forth about this. He is a little bit bigger at 6 foot. His body checking's 90. Distributor 2 points, Speedster to 2 points. It's really the synergies that help him out, but 91 faceoffs, he is bigger. His shot is almost perfect. Hand stats are great as well, and he's got 91 stick checking. Like, when you put them in the vacuum, which card would you rather have? It's going to be Sittler over Koivu, but not by much. And you really need to have Spark on because acceleration is really low on this card. And while a lot of people won't think that it matters, you'll feel it. But that being said, on a centerman, skating isn't super important because when you're breaking the puck out, you're going to do it with wingers, like I've said the whole way through. So he checks in as the number 3 center currently in the game. Coming in at number 2 is the 91 Sidney Crosby. I've loved this card. He is my number 2 centerman currently on my team as well. If you get his synergies activated as well as Distributor and Spark, this card's incredible. 91 faceoffs. He plays better than his stats indicate for the first time probably ever. I think that Sidney Crosby cards are always super mediocre compared to their stats, but this card has been phenomenal. And again, I like the synergy combo as well. There is an argument to have Sittler over him, but again, I just think that this card plays better than his stats indicate, and just a fantastic card all the way around. This has been a great performer for me. And then lastly, the number 1 center in the game currently, and probably for the rest of the year, is the fantasy Sean Couturier. It's why I recommend every single video when you guys are looking to who to go after. If you don't have him, it's Sean Couturier. Spark and Howitzer, obviously, but if you get Distributor, 94 speed. His shot is in the mid-90s as well. Hand stats all above 92. Faceoffs are 94, meaning that he basically can't lose a draw if you win and do the counter correctly. Stick checking and defensive awareness almost maxed, and then body checking at 95. The fact that he's 6'3" and just has a great faceoff rating and good speed is just incredible. This is the perfectly built center, and one that you need to acquire. The 92 version is phenomenal for me, and still the number 1 center by far. On to the right-handed winger cards in the game currently. Checking in at number 4 is the 91 Artemi Panarin. He does suffer from the fact that this card doesn't really have any good synergies in terms of team-based ones, but if you have Wingman activated and you get Distributor activated, you basically have a almost perfect right-handed winger for the meta. He beelines down the wing, and he's also a card that I've noticed when I use him, that when you're doing half spins and dekes and whatnot, he feels different than most other cards when you're doing that kind of stuff. It's snappy, it's quick. This is a phenomenal card, and the number 4 right-handed winger in the game currently. Coming in at number 3 is the 91 David Pastrnak. Howitzer is what separates this card as well. If you get Swarm activated and if you have Distributor and Spark, this card is almost perfect. He's got a great shot, mid-90s, stick checking, defensive awareness almost max. The only thing is that he's not elite defensively. He's 6 foot with 82 body checking. However, winger is the least important position in terms of defense. And stick checking is honestly more important when it comes to wingers. But this is a phenomenal card, and one that, in terms of forwards for Team of the Year, was the one I recommended. He has a chance to go up. Obviously, it won't happen early on, but still a great card. Coming in at number 2 is the 91 Mario Lemieux on the wing. Again, you can play him at center, but I'd recommend, once you have enough centermen that are decent on the draw, to put him to the wing. He's 6'4", which is awesome, elite game height, or elite game size. Then he's got Distributor Howitzer, gets him up to 97 speed, 99 agility. His shot's all at 96. Hand stats are basically maxed. Defensive awareness is 92. It's just an incredible card. The only knock is that his endurance is only 82. However, I don't notice it a ton, but he is bigger, so he feels a little bit slower than his speed indicates. But once you get going, especially in overtime or when there's a lot of open ice, he's still one of the best, and his reach is so long don't overthink it. This is the 91 Mario Lemieux is the second best right-handed winger in the game and will be one of the best cards throughout the entire game. This is the best card in the game because when you include synergies, but second best right-handed winger in my opinion, just for the position that he's playing. And then number 1, guys, it is going to be the same card every single episode for the rest of the year. The 88 Guy Lafleur on the right for right-handed wingers is the prototype end game winger. Like, you don't even need to upgrade him. But when you have Distributor and Spark and Swarm activated, this card is basically 99 everything in terms of skating and wrist shot, which is the two most important things for a winger. He's got 90 stick checking, 92 defensive awareness with Swarm activated. There's just no overthinking it here. They kind of made him a little too powerful with Speedster, and this is it. Even when he gets his silver upgrade, I don't even know if it's really that worth it, because with everything going up +5, it's not going to be all that much better because he's already maxed in pretty much everything when you have synergy. So, but nonetheless, he is the best right-handed winger. I would still rather have Mario Lemieux because of lineup flexibility and synergies, but in a vacuum, Guy Lafleur, the best right-handed winger in the game. All right, on to left-handed defensemen. We'll start with the 89 Miro Heiskanen. This is slowly falling off now, and you can see it in the marketplace as his price is starting to drop quite a bit. But Distributor and Speedster gives him elite speed. His wrist shot is nice. Normally, wrist shot isn't as important for a defenseman, but I score a ton with his wrist shot from the point if you go far side. It just picks the corner so well. I don't know what it is. This is my favorite. I have the 90 version. Obviously, that one's a lot better just because it's one overall better and everything. But that being said, when you have all the synergies activated and everything like this, he just feels different. He feels faster when you break the puck out. It might have something to do with his 96 endurance. He just keeps his speed up the whole shift, basically. Just an incredible card and still one of the best left-handed defensemen in the game. He's slowly starting to lose that top 3 title. There are some arguments for other cards to be above him, but nonetheless, don't overthink it. This card feels better than he plays, and personally, my favorite card so far in NHL 21. Following him, we've got the 92 Rasmus Dahlin with Speedster, and again, there is the Distributor one, but again, it takes away from the card specifically. I think a lot of people would rather have the Distributor one because it helps out with that synergy. However, if you're not in synergy prison, and again in a vacuum, if you have Distributor already activated, he's at 89 speed, and then obviously Speedster bumps it up to 94. His wrist shot's perfect at 99 power. His slap shot's got 96 power with 91 accuracy. Hand stats all above 92. Defensively, he's much better than Heiskanen because he's 6'3" with 91 body checking, and then stick checking at 95 and 96. I think the Distributor one is not as good as Heiskanen because of the synergy combo on Heiskanen. But nonetheless, this 92 is Speedster. If you're not in synergy prison, the second best left-handed defenseman in the game. And then finally, the number 1 left-handed defenseman in the game, and probably for the rest of the year, is the 91 Victor Hedman. Again, synergies are kind of crap on him, but with Spark activated, you get Distributor activated as well. He's at 89 speed. Agility gets above 90. Balance at 96. His slap shot is at 94 power, 87 accuracy, which again is kind of ho-hum. It's on the back end where this card excels because when you're going up against a Victor Hedman trying to break into the zone when someone who knows what they're doing, it is very difficult and very noticeable because he's 6'6". Like, in his own zone, he bumps everybody off the puck because he's 6'6" with basically max body checking. Stick checking and defensive awareness are almost max as well. And then obviously offensively, he's fine. Like he's still elite. He's not as good in terms of offense as Dahlin or even Heiskanen, but defensively, he is basically the NHL 20 version of the Winter National Chara if you played that game. He is by far the best on the back end and the number 1 left-handed defense. Checking in at number 3 among right-handed defensemen is the 90 Drew Doughty. Now, I'll say this. Again, this is going to depend on your synergies because John Carlson, in my opinion, is still better because of his synergies. But if you're just comparing the two and you had all the synergies already, I think Drew Doughty's a little bit better. He just feels a lot faster. John Carlson feels a little bit slow to me still. Just in comparison, because probably he always plays with Heiskanen. But nonetheless, his speed gets up to 91, acceleration as well if you have Spark and Distributor. His shot is nice at 92 power. Defensively, he's almost perfect as well. And he's 6'1", which is enough size. I hate Drew Doughty. I can't wait to get him out of my lineup, but he is still, in my opinion, the 3rd best right-handed defenseman in the game. At number 2, it is the Team of the Year 92, Cale Makar. And this is going to be all on offense because if you are someone who can break the puck out of the zone with Cale Makar and really take use of his speed and his skating is basically maxed. You can absolutely just fly down the boards and catch a lot of teams. flat-footed if they play man-to-man on you and they don't know how to play zone. His shot is all above 90. Hand stats are incredible. Defensively, with 95 stick checking, 91 defensive awareness, and he is only 5'11", but he's got 89 body checking. And if you have Swarm, Spark, or Distributor activated, that gets boosted as well. So he's an incredible card. I think that he was the lowest in terms of value for Team of the Year because there was the 90 fantasy one out already. But still, the number 2 right-handed defenseman in the game, Cale Makar. And then number 1 among right-handed defensemen, this is the right-handed version of Victor Hedman. It's just unfortunate he won't improve in terms of rating. Spark and Howitzer, if you have Distributor as well, 93 speed. He's huge, he's fast, he's got a great shot, and elite defensively. That's it. Those are the 3 boxes. It is going to be a while before this card is out of the top 3, so that is why he costs $600K to build or to buy, because no one's trying to get rid of him. That's the thing. Like, as these events end, eventually, you know, you'll start to see like the Sedins and whatnot. They'll start to crash in price because there's so many better cards. This is not going to be replaced for quite some time. So don't get it wrong. If you're hot rich, go out and get him. If you were lucky enough like me to buy him while the duo was going on, this is an incredible card and still the number 1 right-handed defenseman. On to goaltenders, and number 2 is the 92 Sergei Bobrovsky. And again, I know I said I don't want to do the maxed version of these master set items, but again, if you're going to chase a goaltender, I don't recommend it because of the Distributor and Spark Synergy combo. 92 is just the best one. Like, I would not go out and spend, however much to get the 91. I would just, if you're going to spend that much, go out and get the 92. Glove high is almost perfect at 93. Aggression below 80. He's been a great card. I used him. It was a little rocky at the start, but then he settled in and he was fantastic for me before I sold him. He is the number 2 goaltender in the game currently. And then, obviously, if you were insane enough to spend about 1 million coins, you got the 93 Vasilevsky. This is the best goaltender in the game, and it will remain to be throughout the entire game. However, goaltender is the least important. I cannot stress this enough. It is the least important. He still gives up backdoor one-timers because those no goalie stopping that. So just be aware. He's not going to bail you out entirely, but the synergy prison that he gets you out of is what drives his value. However, he also does not have his stats capped by his size. You'll notice some goaltenders, they don't have those 5 stats capped as they get taller. Vasilevsky's one of them. Master items don't follow that normal rule of progression as other goaltenders do that are getting released. So glove high is almost perfect. Aggression is at 81, which is right where you no higher than that. Positioning is amazing. Glove low, stick high, all elite. This is the number 1 goaltender, but again, guys, unless you're absolutely stacked at forward and defense, don't go out and get him. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for the best of all ranges. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for daily NHL content. I'll see you next time.